This Bugatti Veyron has been fighting Matt Armstrong from the moment he bought it. Not in the way broken cars usually fight you, with obvious problems, clear faults, things you can point to and fix. This one fights differently. It lets you win. It lets you solve every problem, clear every fault, cross every obstacle, and then at the precise moment you think it's finally over, it finds something new. And what it found at Dunsfold runway is the most devastating thing it's done yet. But to understand why, you need to know what this car has already put him through. It started with deception. When Matt bought this Veyron, the damage looked contained. A hydraulic issue, a gearbox problem. Something that could be traced, sourced, and fixed by someone willing to go deep enough. What he found when he went deep enough was a blown fuse, 3 pounds, sitting inside a system that costs more to replace than most people's cars. And it had been taken down by something worth less than a cup of coffee. That should have been the low point. A 3 fuse on a $1,000 car. You find that, you fix it, and you feel like the worst is behind you. The Veyron had other plans. The transformation came first, because before you can attempt 253 mph, the car has to look like it belongs at that speed. The white wrap came off. What was underneath, light blue, dark blue, a combination that had no business being on something this fast, went with it. Satin metallic silver replaced it across the doors, wings, mirror caps, and side blades. The roof and engine cover stayed dark blue. Chrome ran through it like a spine. The carbon splitter came back from exclusive composites, rebuilt to factory standard. New Vossen wheels, new brake ducts. The rear bumper returned from the body shop. When it finally sat complete, it looked less like a salvage project and more like something that had just rolled out of Molsheim. But the Veyron wasn't done fighting, because the moment the aesthetics were settled, the mechanical problems began. Cylinder 16 misfired, and not in a way that announced itself cleanly. Hours of investigation. Hours of the engine refusing to reveal what it had done and where. A 16-cylinder W16 has more places to hide a problem than most engines have components. And this one used every bit of that complexity to make Matt work. When the answer finally surfaced, it wasn't the complex failure the symptoms suggested. A coil pack, 1 millimeter from where it needed to be. A connector that simply hadn't been pushed home properly, and had used that 1 millimeter of slack to destabilize an entire engine. Matt fixed it, closed the chapter, and the Veyron opened the next. There's a specific frustration in chasing an electrical fault through a car like this. A car with electrical architecture so layered and interconnected that pulling a single thread in the wrong place can create 3 new problems before you've solved the first one. Matt traced it through fuse box after fuse box, through systems that were never designed to be diagnosed outside a Bugatti workshop. He found it. A 5-amp fuse. Something so small it barely registers as a component, carrying enough responsibility to silence every indicator on the car. 1 fuse. Fixed. And the Veyron reached for the next weapon. The front differential oil had been filled with the wrong specification. Wrong grade, German labeling, an honest mistake during what should have been a routine service. It all came out. Drained, cleaned, replaced with the correct fluid. The kind of job that cost you a full day for a mistake that took 30 seconds to make. The TPMS sensors on the new Vossen wheels weren't recognized by the Veyron system, and the relearned procedure that would fix it is officially locked behind authorized Bugatti dealerships only. A wall the manufacturer built specifically to keep independent builders exactly where they don't want to be. Matt went around it. The details of how remain vague. The outcome doesn't. It worked. Then came the accumulators. The hydraulic components the gearbox depends on for every gear change, every time at every speed. One was barely holding pressure. A replacement arrived from furlongers, but there was a catch. Matt had to pair it with one of his original units that was already struggling. One healthy accumulator, one that was fading. 2 components sharing the responsibility of keeping a gearbox alive at speeds approaching 253 mph. That was the car that loaded onto a trailer and made the journey to Dunsfold. And here's where the Veyron tried something new. Something more sophisticated than anything it had done before. It behaved perfectly. 150 miles, not 1 warning light, not 1 fault code, not 1 hesitation, not 1 stumble, not a single moment where the car gave Matt any reason to doubt what was coming. A car that had spent months finding new ways to fail had suddenly decided to be everything it was supposed to be. If you wanted to set someone up for the most devastating possible fall, that's exactly how you'd do it. Give them 150 miles of perfection first. Matt arrived at the runway, waited for the surface to dry. Watched the conditions shift in his direction, slowly, until the window was genuinely open. He climbed in, helmet on. The dashboard showed nothing but green. Every system reporting clean, every readout exactly where it should be. The kind of picture you'd use if you were trying to sell someone on the idea that this car had never had a problem in its life. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the key, not the official Bugatti speed key. Those cost upward of $10,000 and require the car to be at an approved facility before they'll even discuss selling you one. This was a blade cut by a locksmith from a scan of the original, a copy made for the price of a takeaway meal. He inserted it, turned it, top speed mode activated. The rear wing flattened, the car lowered. The Veyron shifted from a road car into something else entirely. The runway was in front of him, long, dry, empty, waiting. The shakedown run was clean. Off the line, the car pulled hard and tracked straight. The handling was stable. The braking points at the far end were exactly where they should be. Everything communicated confidence. Machine demand through the wheel and the seat and the pedals, the message was the same. We're ready. He reached the end of the runway, braked, turned around slowly, lined the car up for the real attempt. Helmet visor down, hands on the wheel. Every single piece of the puzzle in place. And the Veyron, which had fought him through a blown fuse and a coil pack and a 5-amp indicator fuse and wrong differential oil and an TPMS lockout and a failing accumulator and 150 miles of deceptive perfection, played its final card. The car died. No warning, no fade, no last gasp. Just silence. Not on the shakedown run, not on the transit drive. Not on his driveway or in the workshop or at any point during the months of preparation when a failure would have been painful but survivable. Here. Now. Lined up on the runway. Real attempt loaded. The finish line visible for the first time in this entire build. The diagnostic scanner came back with one fault. Fuel pump control module. No communication, no signal. A component that had nothing to do with any of the repairs. A component nobody had touched. That wasn't connected to any of the systems Matt had spent months fixing, that had given no indication of any problem across 150 miles of driving and a complete shakedown run. A component that had been sitting in that car the entire time, silent and invisible, waiting for this moment specifically. Matt sat in the car afterward and gave voice to something that had probably been building for a long time. Everything that happened to this car when I bought it made me want to like it, and everything that's happening to it makes me dislike it. I don't think those words are about a fuel pump. I think those words are about what it feels like to fight something that keeps changing tactics, to fix every problem it throws at you, clear every obstacle, prepare for every variable, and then have it find a new angle you never saw coming, at the moment when you were most convinced you'd finally won. I've watched Matt face hard days before. I've watched him shake off disasters that would have ended other people's projects permanently. But Dunsfold was different. Not because the problem was unfixable, but because of when it arrived. He didn't look frustrated. He didn't look like someone hunting for the next solution. He looked like someone who had just understood for the first time that the car might not be finished with him yet. But here's the thing about this Veyron. It has never actually stopped him. Not permanently, not once. Every weapon it's used has been disarmed. The 3 fuse, the coil pack, the indicator fuse, the wrong oil, the TPMS lockout, the failing accumulator. Every single time, Matt found the problem, traced it to its source, removed it from the equation, and came back stronger. The fuel pump control module is just the next thing on that list. The runway is still there. The Veyron is still in his hands. And the war between this man and this car isn't over. It never was. It just has one more round to go.